I got a question. The media, the outrage, the people that say, "Oh, it's bad branding for the UFC. Oh, you shouldn't have Bryce Mitchell as a UFC fighter." The headlines all read, "Not fighter Bryce Mitchell, but UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell," and UFC fighter Sean Strickland has unhinged comments. And bro, like, why do they care so much? I guess not them, the media, but why do the people care that much? In my opinion, like, if we know who they are by clicking and being upset and having outrage based on what they said, aren't we giving them a bigger platform than what they would have had? It's almost like a reverse of what they're trying to do, in my opinion. I'm not condoning any comments made by Bryce Mitchell and Sean Strickland. You can have whatever view you want to have, man. That's not my life. That's not my opinion. That's not how I think about things. If you get mad about it, I think that that's a bigger problem. Because why do we care that much? Move on about your day. Who's really going to believe Sean Strickland and Bryce Mitchell based on everything that they say? And if you do, I mean, that in its own right is its own problem. Being more outraged based on what they said brings more attention to what they said than them and their actual platform from the UFC or whatever fans that actually support them. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of Sean Strickland in the octagon. I love his fights. A lot of people, I know it's controversial. A lot of people don't. I love the way he fights. I love how defensive his fights are. But if you can't separate the art from the person, then I don't know what to tell you. And if you're more worried about your day-to-day life based on what Sean Strickland and Bryce Mitchell said about XYZ, then you should probably be a little bit more prioritized about what you got to do every day. All right? It's just how I'm seeing things. You could be, none of what they said is good. Okay? Like, you cannot be in agreement of what they said or not understand it, but it doesn't mean that we have to we got to deplatform them. We got to fire them. I actually love what Dana White said about Bryce Mitchell. And he said some shit about Sean Strickland in the past. And we all know as fans that this is the game. This is the fight game. You get people from all over saying whatever, however. Dude, we had Mike back in the day. Mike Tyson was talking about fucking a dude. Like, I mean, anything can go is my point. And doesn't mean you have to agree with it. But dudes are out here fighting. It's a fight game. Literally. And you're more worried about some comment he made on TikTok or on YouTube? Like, dudes out here risking their whole life for this fight game. It goes a lot deeper than just a couple of comments based on some horrible person in history. I don't understand how many people are outraged that the UFC should do something. This is how the game goes. This is how they grow. This is the fight game. Why? Unless you literally like killed somebody and like did some horrible shit like that, why would they cut you? Why would they care? This is not like, oh, it's an actor on Disney Channel. Like, these dudes are risking their life and have brain damage based on it. Like, come on. The comments Strickland's made about Hamzat, the comments he's made about Israel, Gaza, the comments he's made about Transformers. People, in my opinion, that say whatever thing like that, it's more or less just you know who they are. It's not them being fake. They're not hiding something. And you can get an open, honest, upfront opinion to then not even deal with that person. Don't go watch Bryce's content. Don't reshare his clip. Don't watch Kansas or whatever podcast has episode 2. Like, just don't give him the support. I mean, that's the best way to deal with it. It's just not giving it attention. And in my opinion, why deplatform people? Why get people fired Let them be themselves. They can out themselves and you don't have to agree with that. This is my take on it. I don't understand why fans or media, and hell, I've even seen people in the media from like that cover this sport that are like, it's so hard to say I cover MMA. Like, then you shouldn't have done it. Then don't do it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But this is the fight game. People fight. People get brutally knocked out and years taken off their life. And you're worried about some fucking comment. Think about that.